Yeah, I'd say the map pool especially has worked out pretty decently for them with the train picker. This is one that we give them a pretty good shot on for sure. It's only been played 3 times by Cloud9. That was back at Summit as well, so it's been quite a while since they've actually played on this map. They did lose it twice to Furia, beat Nip, which is pretty impressive, but VOYVODA, they are well experienced on this map, and I do think it's going to be a tough time for Cloud9 as well. Yeah, those initial trades over towards B are not going to be working out for Cloud9. Only a single frag found. And well, suddenly with that, it is left in a 1-on-4. And well, Mezzi's not given a chance at all. Red Star pushes in and claims the headshot. A very quick pistol round from VOYVODA. And well, that's how the Bulgarians want to kick things off. Up in your face.
Yeah, super aggressive, super just closing down the C9 defense there towards B. Both teams trying something aggressive towards the B holes, and it's the Glocks in those close range engagements that work out wonderfully for the Bulgarians. Always nice to see, and they kick things off with a pretty explosive start. We'll see a slightly slower approach this time as they have themselves 4 AKs, the Galil for Bubble. While Cloud9, they force up. It's double scouts, both unarmored for YEKINDAR and Mezzi. A very sort of heavy map. Here's Train, the scouts, surely to find some tags and make things a little bit easier for the pistols, but as they work their way in towards the B side, Floppy's the only defender. He actually managed a second kill there? That's absurd, and now a quick couple of trays from VOYVODA, but that's enough. As they'll back away, Cloud9, or at least they thought about it. Alex getting that kill shows a bit of renewed energy to try and push in. You'll get caught on that flank after the initial kill, but now it's the double scouts that are hoping to push back in through B, regress through CT, long range by Dreamer, not going to work out. Bubble's close range to start to secure this round, and YEKINDAR, he can't get away from Bubble's Galil either. So it will be a second for VOYVODA, but
as you said, Overpass next, it could be a tough one for VOYVODA. It's not like it's a map they play too often, so I would say Cloud9 definitely should be favoured there. Inferno, on the other hand, that's one that I'm not too sure. I think it could be kind of a 50-50, so I'd love to potentially even see that 3-map series. We're back into it, though. Unfortunately, we're not really going to be getting into the action right after the pause, because it is just an eco. There was a nade, there was a Zeus, which may get a chance to do something. Where's the position? It's actually coming around the only true connector now, so I highly doubt Floppy's going to get a chance to do anything, and indeed, he gets cut off. So a very quick anti-eco. This is going to be that 3-0 for VOYVODA, very likely with 0 casualties, unless Alex is able to catch someone, and well, there we go, nearly getting Victor, but not able to get the finish, and oh, Victor.
Oh. I love it.
Nah, but he couldn't.
I love it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We encourage that.
I don't know if I'd necessarily say that now.
I do.
Keep it clean, family broadcast.
Oh, dear Lord. It was just the USP zone. I mean, you wouldn't expect much, but a couple dinks coming through from the Cloud9 side showed potential, and, well, oh dear. The airstrike. Alex has been completely dispatched of early on in the round. He's now just a spectator. And VOYVODA, that's a very nice little pick as the Cloud9 side. They've dumped a lot of economy into this round. They've got YEKINDAR on that AWP. Very AWP-heavy map. You could still find some frags to try and pull Cloud9 back into this round, but it looks like the B site will be where VOYVODA are thinking of going. And actually, Cloud9, they're rotating 2 players to support this B site, to support Floppy. YEKINDAR's one of them. Mezzi's been caught on the rotate, but Floppy, he'll find 2 before he's cut down from above. Victor secures that frag. YEKINDAR can't quite catch him. Drop in. Just a sliver of armpit sticking out from the side of that train. Zephyr on the flank. Not going to be able to deny the flank, but YEKINDAR, he's found one. And Zephyr from behind gets both of them. Cloud9 will secure the round. They bounce back from that early disadvantage. And they get themselves a first round on the board before the VOYVODA side get too far ahead of themselves. Too far off being jobless.
Writing the scripts for the cast, you know, those scripts that everyone seems to think there is. All the people who are constantly complaining.
For sure.
Yeah, you've got to be careful talking about scripts on these things. People take it serious. Oh! Double spray down from Victor. Floppy and Zeppin not having a good time. Trying to go up on B. I think they had a flash come over just at that moment as well, but Victor was just so close to the wall that it didn't affect him. And, well, yeah, an instant double kill. A fantastic advantage in the opening seconds of this round. And there shouldn't be too much issue for VOYVODA, I was going to say, to get this one finished, but never mind. They are being picked apart right now. Alex strafed in on upper B. YEKINDAR catches Dreamer coming out A. and suddenly it's back into a 3-on-3 that could realistically go either way, but Mar, he has had his patience pay off there as he creeps up on Ivy. It is all onto Alex and Esatag, and, well, they're joining forces in the back lines now, looking to work together.
Seems like they're smoked off on every single angle here by the VOYVODA side. Alex has a little bit of a gap. He can start to push through, but he's gotten lost. He's stuck. Eventually, it starts to dissipate, and he works his way out. And 45 HP for Alex. He can't really take an extended fight. Esatag's looking for some sort of opening, but it looks like he might just save these weapons, allow VOYVODA to take the round. And I mean, if you look at the economy for Cloud9, they had 2 players survive in that previous round. They aren't going to be able to afford a full buy here.
No, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. What is the loss bonus at? They'll be getting the 2,400 at least, so, I mean, they can afford to take the 1 eco around these 2 weapons, try and make it a costly one, but you're already very likely going to have VOYVODA sitting up 5-1 here on the T side of train, which, I mean, is certainly less than ideal. It's not where you want to be in the opening moments. A slow start, always rough, especially on a map where, well, it is pretty CT-sided. Let's see what can be done. I mean, we seen Cloud9 earlier win around with 1 P250 and 4 Glocks. This time they have an AWP and an M4 and they have pistols around this, so I'm certainly not going to count them out completely. But we will see what they can find as well. Some good nade damage. That's certainly going to help the pistols for sure. And yeah, Zeppa blind apparently as he swings in there and takes out Mar. That's an extra weapon now into the hands of the CT side. And this is when things start to get really dangerous now for VOYVODA. They realize that. They're just going to call it back over towards B. But you're going to have Alex, Floppy, and then also the AWP in the back lines. So 2 of those weapons, both of the players with Kevlar, they're already ready here on B. This is going to be such a tough time for the Bulgarians as they go forward. And yes, indeed, fallen 1 by 1. Not a single trade as of yet, and it doesn't look like we're going to get one unless Victor steps up big time. Oh, okay, catches 1, but yeah, inevitably he was going to go down eventually. There wasn't really much to find. A bit of damage was his best hope there, but even then, they just won an eco, so the economy of Cloud9 has been supplemented fantastically with those retrieved weapons. Oh, not a lot of damage on that wall bang, but he does connect. Oh, I thought
he's really tried, isn't he? He's really giving it a go.
You've got to be
what I
careful
usually do in my games.
So it's risky. You feel
what
like you're going to be great, you go to do it, and then suddenly your own head gets taken off.
Yeah, what I usually do is I call, you know what, I'm going to wallbang this guy connector, go for the peak, well, not go for the peak, but go for the wallbang, and, you know, quickly crouch. Are they firing back? No? Try it again, and then you get spammed the second time. And it's, and then you have to say, yeah, one's connector, guys.
They won't be aware of that little bit of damage they done to Zeppa, sadly.
No.
But it could help out once a hit starts to come in. It's a much slower approach, though, from VOYVODA. Realizing that the quicker push in towards B didn't work out for them too well in that previous round, so they are slowing things down a bit. And, well, they do have very little nades, unfortunately. They've got 2 smokes, 1 flash, and 1 molly left at this point. Oh, and Zeppa, he's actually going to go forward and take some main control. Good in the case that he's going to find out this push is coming pretty early, but he needs to ideally find at least 1 kill, preferably 2, so that they can have a strong position. But no, he falls away. I'm actually good with that. The only thing is, now they might think it's cleared, just because no one had actually showed themselves quite yet. So we'll see how they react to this now. 1 up close in pop, 1 around the E-box, I believe that is as well, and then a player on the bomb site. So we'll see if VOYVODA can find these entries or not. Yeah, look, Molly goes down. They have left this way too long. They don't even have a smoke to put on it. Yeah, they don't even have a smoke. There's nothing that they can do about getting out earlier. There is not going to be enough time, surely. They would need these kills instantly, and while they're still going forward, they want to give it a go. The frags are coming in, at least back and forth, and it does eventually favor VOYVODA, but there's nothing they can do. Floppy's chilling on B. That's your point. There just wasn't time. Floppy did not need to rotate once he realized that the time was just going to win it for him. VOYVODA outplayed themselves.
Yeah, I understand their logic there. They're like, well, we've done nothing. It's still a 5-on-5. Like, we need to do something in the round. But at that point, you've played your strat. You've not managed to find an opening. You don't have much map control. You just need to accept and say, okay, fair enough. Because now they lost some guns. Yeah, sure, they took 4 guns away from Cloud9 as well. Red Star really wants to go for that pick. But yeah, you can't do that with what they pushed out with less than 20 seconds on the clock. That's just, it takes nearly 20 seconds to get to the bomb site.
And that's just when the molly went down. I think it was about 12 seconds by the time the molly went away. I think the first player going out even just decided to tank the last little bit of damage so that they could get a move on. And Yeah, it didn't work out, obviously. Even with the kills working in their favor. Honestly, they did a pretty good job. Ended up in the 3-on-1, of course. It was just Floppy. He was miles away. Unless they somehow learned how to teleport, they were never going to get to him. Oh, looking like we're going to see a
we're
quicker
close.
B here. Only
they have a lot of
players for now. Even a lurker and Ivy.
A lot of brown holes control for the Bulgarians here, and yeah, it certainly looks like B will be the entry point. The only thing is, they have one player lurking out towards long, hoping to maybe stab someone in the back from Ivy. It does rely, though, on these Bulgarians finding damage towards the B site to try and pull the attention. Now Bubble starts to work forward from that Ivy position, a little bit of utility just to allow him to push forward. But now they'll know he's in that position and they can watch for him. These Cloud9 players are going to focus on defending the B site, though, as the hit starts to come through. Easy tag with the ult. That's a huge kit to find. And Floppy on the site. 2 quick kills for him. Bubble's starting to wrap, but it might be too little too late with 15 seconds on the clock. He will take down Easy tag. The ult can be recovered. And Cloud9, pretty clean round there, all in all. 4-4 on that scoreboard. But that flank from I think it was Bubble around the back. Again, it just seems like a little bit too late for the Bulgarians. They're taking too much time. They're not doing anything with the time, really. Like, what did they do? They walked into brown holes, had one person sat long. Like, how is that what you've achieved after a minute and a half?
I mean, the only way that's going to work there is if the people actually pushing on the B find success, because obviously that's when a couple kills come in, suddenly they're focused on the bomb site, maybe the bomb going down, and then Bubble puts like kind of the nail in the coffin from behind.
And a kill for Bubble here is always good.
I mean, may as well just take it.
Yeah.
But of course, with just the pistols, I'm not expecting much more from the round. It should be Cloud9. Hopefully not losing too many more players against this one either, because their money, it's not great. I mean, they have a bit on Floppy and Zeppa, but the rest of the players do need to build up something in the bank. Something in the reserve for if you're to lose a round, because VOYVODA, I mean, it's still relatively early days. They've already got 4 here on the T side. Grind out another 2, 3 rounds ideally up towards 7, and then you have a good T side, one you can be happy with. So if they were at any point able to break Cloud9 onto an eco, that would be pretty detrimental.
Yeah, but
that's what the bomb is making all that noise, right?
I'm not sure, but Floppy having a couple tippity taps. Just playing really far back towards that B site. Fair enough, doesn't want to give up any sort of damage extra for the VOYVODA side. He finds another kill. Eventually Victor, who'd already snuck his way into the site, can collect another kill, but his time is short-lived as well. It's Cloud9 looking pretty efficient now on the CT side. And I remember, I'm sure you do as well, Dean, back, like, say, just like a couple years ago, with how CT-sided this map was. You'd see 12-3 halves on the routine. I think it swung a lot more to a very pretty, well, fairly even.
More like other maps.
Both sides of it. Yeah, it's more in line. Yeah, it's more in line with the other maps, and so you don't generally see these big blowout halves anymore. I mean, 4 so far for VOYVODA, I think that's pretty decent. If you exclude the fact that they did win out the pistol and the conversions, I think they need to start getting some gun rounds here, though, for them to have confidence for that second half. Although Cloud9, they've struggled on the T halves themselves. Maybe that's could be a saving grace for VOYVODA later on. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, potentially. You have Floppy at the moment popping off, though. He's up there at 12-6, followed by 5 on Zeppa and Esitag, and 3 on Alex and Mezzy. Not that they're playing bad, it's just Floppy's the one who's been stepping up so far. He's been tested quite a bit on B, to be fair, and, well, he's been up to the challenge pretty much every time so far. We'll see now, of course, with the buy once again available for VOYVODA, and, well, they wanted to get back to the quick plays. Maybe kind of a response to, of course, running out of time on that previous gun round, but this one doesn't seem to be going any better for them. It's already 2 kills in favor of Cloud9, and all of the frags continue in their direction. Zeppa with a ridiculous spam through the smoke there. Brings himself up to 3 frags in the round, and Red Star, although he's a very capable opper, this 1-on-5 is way too much to ask of him, and, well, he misses the first shot. That's not going to help. And the no-scope doesn't connect either. So there we go, 6-4 for Cloud9. Now 5 rounds in a row, I believe. And
yeah, because they picked up that the round against like the sort of bonus round for the VOYVODA
we have the
side.
round tracker. I never have this anymore. Whenever I'm doing ECA or ESL, it's just never there. I'm not
I
used to being
assume
able
it's
to
never
look
there now.
at it. Yeah, same. Oh,
These
it's getting rough for VOYVODA though. VOYVODA, rather. Said the name wrong. My bad.
VOYVODA, yeah. It's all good. I'll excuse you, but just this once.
Yeah, chat might not though. They're usually pretty ruthless.
Oh dear, the double AWPs for Cloud9 looking pretty good. I mean, how's Mezzy doing? He's currently sat 4 and 6. He's had a pretty good turnaround since bringing that AWP out. He's what, 0 and 5? You mentioned earlier. So starting to come alive with that AWP. Isatag as well is looking pretty solid, 6 and 5. If they can keep these AWPs firing on all cylinders, that would be lovely for Cloud9, especially heading over to the T side to try and find opening picks. But now they're focused on locking down these bomb sites, and right now a pretty actually heavy setup towards B. 2 players in that position. They can go for a quick rotation as well with Isatag if they need to. And it looks like it may be needed with VOYVODA stacking up towards the brown holes. But again, this is just a round where they're letting the clock really work down. And they've not really got anything to show for it. They have brown holes controlled. They're completely evacuated from the rest of the map. And now Isatag, he rotates over. This is going to be such a hard site to take if they commit with 30 seconds on the clock. flamie,
Oh, the molly
he's
again.
pushed forward. Yeah, the Cloud9, they're just saving their utility. Red Star, he gets picked off towards the A site. What are VOYVODA doing here? Because flamie, he's peeked in towards a ramp, got himself a frag and assist, and it's just all falling apart right now. I mean, Bubble, he's gotten a kill towards A. He's gotten the bomb in his hands. 10 seconds on the clock, but Cloud9, they're near. They're ready to pounce, and Alex, he secures Cloud9 a 7th. So, again, am I being too harsh, or is the VOYVODA side just like, it feels like they're not doing much in these early rounds and then leaving it sort of till last minute?
To be fair, they keep coming in with buys that don't have enough nades themselves, and you need those nades to be able to put the pressure on early to run down those mollies from Cloud9 to make that slow playstyle more viable. Otherwise, you're going to just end up running into a molly with 20 or 25 seconds left, as they have already twice in this. And obviously at that point then, you know it's the full commitment. You can rotate everyone into position. And, well, yeah, we're seeing something quicker. Train, it is a map where you can pretty easily get a bomb plant on B. But that's with a little asterisk beside it, because if flamie is present, it's a no. You're not allowed to. Mezzy, nice shot to finish it off as well. We said he's been on a resurgence in form since pulling out the secondary up, and that is fantastic to see. But flamie, he's the real star of the show right now at 17 and 6. Obviously, just pistols and Kevlar there, but still, those rounds can get incredibly dangerous very quickly. So you do need someone to step up, and, well, that's what flamie delivered. 8-4 VOYVODA. Again, they only need another couple rounds to feel decent about this T side and to have a decent scoreline at the halftime. But at this point, it's starting to look a little bit less likely, rather. It's been 7 rounds in a row from Cloud9, and honestly, it's getting pretty one-sided. You can see that from the economy, sure. Oh, we burned a little bit. That should have given away Alex's position, but no, he's been given time to back off. Oh, at least a sandwich where he gets the kill.
Yeah, nice movement there. Repositioned himself well to get an engagement that's actually favorable to him. Look at what Isatag's doing with the AWP. Why is he pushing down long with the deagle? He will get punished by Red Star. Thankfully so. I think if Isatag gets away with a kill there, that just would be a cherry on top of the icing on the cake, and would just exude confidence for Isatag. Now Alex is trying to refrag, but he's going to get picked off by Dreamer. Cloud9, they're just sending man after man to long to try and find kills, and they're just all being cut down with Mezzy the next in line. Can he do better than what his teammates tried? No. No, he can't. Red Star, another to his name, and for Cloud9, I mean, VOYVODA, they've been the ones that have been struggling. They've been the ones who have been working the time down without really finding much of anything. Cloud9 decide to take the fight to them instead, and it doesn't work out for them. With Bubble inching his way through this B site, he's cleared it all out. Does have flamie coming down the ramp behind him. I wonder if he'll spot him. Zeppa seems to have an idea, so I think he did. And that's at least one frag back in return. AK into his hands, and an 8-on-4 scoreline, a 2-on-3 in the round. And 10 seconds on the clock. Dreamer will be able to secure this bomb plant. Nobody close enough for Cloud9 to deny it.
Yeah, but a kill from Zeppa at that exact moment suddenly gives him a pretty good position for the retake until Red Star is able to shut down flamie. So It is going to be all on Zeppet, another very capable player. He has been also having some good moments so far here on train, but it's a difficult one on 2. The bomb's down. I mean, it's not planted perfectly for them, to be fair. They will have to swing in a bit from the brown train, but still, they've got the 2 of them. They've got the second player back in main, will be second up basically on the approach, and with the time already taken away, it would have been just so difficult to play out both of those situations. And he doesn't get past the first hurdle, which was Red Star. So there we go. A 5th round for VOYVODA. I don't mind the switch up with the aggression from Cloud9, realizing, okay, they're getting onto a proper gun round now. It's a pretty important round for them that if they can still turn this into a decent half. So let's try swap it up and maybe catch them off guard and ruin whatever plan they have in mind. I just maybe would have liked to have seen them gone for the aggression in a more coordinated way, so at least the trade would have been available, rather than it just being kind of one by one, rather, as we see in there around the Ivy.
It was a little weird.
It was a weird approach. It can catch people off guard, to be fair. It just didn't in that case. And it probably could have been played a little bit more, as I said, coordinated. Oh, this is going to be rough. Right through the smoke. They have no idea. Yeah, gets the catch on the first. Did hear the steps initially of Alex in the smoke, but, well, they kind of forgot about it, I guess. Because he pops back out and gets one, as does Mezzy. But I was going to say it's still a pretty close position until it suddenly flipped back in favor of the T side, but not for long. Floppy again is going to be the hero of the round. At least given an opportunity now for Esatag to try and play out the one-on-one. And Mark, not currently aware of his position, I don't believe. He was looking towards Ivy there.
Oh, he can still win this one. He can still pick up this 6th round for the VOYVODA side. Esatag, does he know where Mars situated? The bomb not in his possession. Mars going to have to go back towards main to pick that up. And that means he's probably going to spot Esatag around that pop dog position. Is Esatag expecting B site here? It's not a unlikely scenario. But Mars just worked the clock down. He's given Esatag things to question. And with Esatag now working his way around the back lines, is Mar ever going to expect this position? This could be the winning formula for Esatag. Oh, is Mar going to push through towards B? Oh, so many twists and turns. No, he'll settle on A. Realizes he doesn't have the time, and Esatag, with that utility used, he'll know it's the A site, but can't spot out the bomb plant. It's on the other side of the train. Mar has read the situation nicely as he situates himself towards the connector, hoping that maybe he can catch off the rotation, but instead Esatag, he'll be working out from the E-box. Hoping to push a little bit closer. Mar, he'll hear this smoke dropped. And, I mean, at least he can cover the cross. Knows that Esatag isn't going to be able to get into that smoke, at least from that side, and he's not heard the tap of the bomb yet. Now he will. He knows that he must surely be on the right side. He didn't see him cross to the left. And instead, he starts to spray through. Esatag shoots back, and he doesn't need to spray anymore, as Esatag reveals himself, and Mark winning out the 1 versus 1 there against the AWP. Will secure the VOYVODA side another round, and they've secured what you said they sort of would hope to achieve here. Another couple of rounds on top of the 4 that they already had. That's perfect for them.
Yeah.
And they may even be able to get an 8-7 here, which would be perfect for them, I think. I think that'd set them up nicely for that CT side.
It'd be fantastic if they managed to get 7. If you can get the CT pistol, then especially you have a position to just start running off with the game. I don't know how Red Star gets away there, if I'm being honest. Thankfully, he also moved out of kind of the area in general after he went back up the ladder, because that nade would have been a detriment to him otherwise. But yeah, he's good for now. Well, when I say good, he's on 5 health, so that's not very... It's not fine, if I'm being honest. He will be an easy finish if he comes into contact with someone, but we'll see if that happens. I'd imagine he sits back a bit more towards the back of the pack when they do start pushing in to try and pick off a player or 2 before he goes down. A little drop in. I just wanted to make sure Pop Dog is clear now, and well, it is, because it's a bit more of an aggressive hold up around Sandwich. So this is a swap up from Cloud9, something different. We haven't really seen this from them here up close to main. The issue is, it looks like it's more so going to be that B hit coming in. But again, also a strong setup here between Esatag on the up and then also Floppy up close, who's going to be watching that lower ramp and then can also swing on upper and probably get control around that area, which then makes getting the bomb planted so difficult. But no, they're actually going back towards Pop Dog for now, at least. They still have a bit of time to work with, so I guess it's about just trying to catch people wherever you can, try and probe around, make things a little bit more unpredictable. And I love that molly. That makes them think main is 100% clear, but no, Alex was chilling in there. Unfortunately, it only works out for the 1 kill. He probably could have been a bit quieter with that, but he did want the info, and well, either way, his teammates are hanging on the bomb site. They have a fantastic advantage right now with the players on VOYVODA being heavily tagged up as well, especially Red Star. This is just not going well for the Bulgarians. Should be 9 for Cloud9. Makes sense. Fits their name.
Yeah. And the quick succession of kills come through at the end. And it does seal that 9th for the Cloud9 roster, as they have themselves a 3-round lead going into the second half. Is that going to be enough for VOYVODA? I know you said that 6 would be good for them. And with the way Cloud9 have been playing on their T sides, they've been a little bit, I don't want to say sloppy, but they've not shown the same kind of form as they have on their CT sides. I think that's something that most people would agree on when looking at this Cloud9 side. It feels like they are struggling to get themselves the rounds that they need on the T side. Is that? Do you agree with that, or?
Well, see, the thing is, it's 6-9. It's a scoreline that's always a little bit risky. If you get the pistol, awesome. It's great because then you build off of that first half. The issue is when you lose it. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe you go down like what 12-6. That's still recoverable. Lose that first gun round, which can happen before you wake up a lot of the time. Then it gets incredibly difficult. So it can quickly spiral out of control. It really depends how it's going to start here coming into the second half, in my opinion. And we don't have to wait much longer because the pause is going to be removed.
Lovely. Just what I wanted is now it is VOYVODA on that CT side. They'll actually go for 5 sets of Kevlar. You generally see teams run, especially on train, at least like a Molotov or a smoke or something for some of these players. As now Bubble, he's just going to take the fight towards the pop dog position, and actually add Mara support. They'll both go down. A 2-for-1 trade for favoring the Cloud9 side. Leaves that B site completely exposed, and they've had to rotate players back over. Mezzy, he's searching for a frag, but Victor will cut him short. And Cloud9, they're just going to wrap in towards that B site. No matter how many kills are coming through towards A, they'll get the bomb planted, or maybe not, because it's just Alex all on his lonesome as he actually backs away from that B site. He's going to try wrapping around towards A, but they spotted him escape, and they're going to rotate around as well. He upgrades to a USP, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't even get it drawn as Victor removes his head. And that will be VOYVODA picking up a much-needed pistol round here on the CT side of train.
Oh, nice little shot from inside the security guards, boo. They're being watched.
Yeah. I think the windows need a bit of a clean.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit blurry from the inside. Probably just condensation. Might have been raining or whatever. We don't know where this is. I actually don't know. I think this is in like Russia or Ukraine or something. But either way, that's the start that we said VOYVODA did need into the second half. They're just going to be coming up against an eco as well from Cloud9, so they're focused on getting the gun round out here in the next one. Try and get going as early as you can in the half. You don't want to have a slow start again. But we'll see. Can a couple kills at least be found in this round? Can they keep that economy modest for VOYVODA and give themselves a chance to immediately break them off of this first gun round, which could still put Cloud9 in a fantastic position, potentially propelling them up towards 11-8 or even 12-8. So ideally, VOYVODA don't want to be losing much in this one. Train is one of those maps, though. Like, think about something like an overpass or a Dust 2, how difficult it is to get the bomb on towards one of those sites when you're on a buy like this.
Yeah.
On Train, at least, you can bring it over towards B, and especially if it's a passive hold like we're seeing right now, there's a good chance someone slips past and manages to get the bomb down. A lot more so than other maps, for sure, anyway. So we'll see whether they can manage that, because that would be fantastic for an extra few nades. Oh, get wrecked! Mar just destroys them in towards Bob Dog. Zeppin might have one on the Glock, but no, he's denied. Alex, though, he slipped past. Oh, will he get it? There's a scout coming from upper. Oh, he gets it. Yes, there you go. An extra $800. I wouldn't normally be that happy. That wasn't like a bias thing. It was like because I just said it, so I just wanted to be proven right, you know?
Yeah, yeah, just you know, inflate the ego. Why not?
Loving it, I am.
Yeah. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It is such an easy site to get the bomb into, comparatively speaking, that is. So, yeah, no surprise it goes down there, I guess. And it does give them the extra bit of cash injection, the extra $800 per player. Will allow them to get a pretty decent buy through, some decent utility for them. Looking at it, in fact, perfect utility, you would say. Especially when you consider it's 5 AKs as well. Well, VOYVODA, they have the bit of the bonus round here. Alex is eating utility. Oh my god, just constantly being pelted. If it's not going to be damage from the actual HEs, it'll be direct impacts from the Molotovs as they clatter into him. And eventually he does get taken down. He's put out of his misery, leaving Cloud9 in a deficit. But Dreamer, he'll extend that further. They have to spot somehow Cloud9 working all the way out through the heaven position. Isatag and Floppy, they managed one apiece, but now it's just Isatag all on his lonesome. Has a player wrapping in through the back, has two in front of him. Can he find even one of these players? It'll be difficult, and there's your answer. Victor shuts him down before he can find much of anything, and it's going to be a tied game here as Cloud9 yet to find a round on this T side.
Yeah, still relatively early days, but obviously not able to get anything done there. Bomb plant down, so the money is pretty decent, so they could potentially come straight back in towards the buy. Obviously, they'd be lacking a bit. If you wanted the op, it'd have to be glass cannon on S-Tag. You'd have to probably lack nades on pretty much everyone else, so they do decide against that. And I'm good with that. It's 9-9. You can concede the 10th round over. And just make sure you have everything you need in this next round. Because if you end up buying here and that doesn't work, things are just going to spiral even more out of control. So it's take the hit now and believe in yourself and being able to pull it back as the guns do come out. But I mean, again, we've seen Cloud9 win with very little earlier on against Movistar when they won some eco rounds back on Overpass. So I'm never going to completely count them out with the pistols. And it's the nade stack that wrecks Bubble. I guess you could say the bubble has been popped. Let's see if the rest of his teammates can hang on now on the bomb site, and it looks like they will be able to do so. But maybe a bit more damage could be connected. Nope, never mind. Red Star shuts me up quickly. Shuts up the Cloud9 players quickly as well, and propels VOYVODA up to 10. Again, though, Cloud9, this is where they really start getting the buy-in. They'll have everything they need on this round. If they fall short on this one, though, at that point, yeah, I think you've got to start worrying a little bit. As you said, when they have slow starts on this T side, it does seem like they struggle to wake up.
Yeah, and I mean, they managed to close it out against the Movistar Riders on Inferno after such a strong. It was 12-3 that first half for Cloud9 on the CT side, and it ended up, what, 16-11. They let a lot of rounds slip. They did manage to close it out in the end, but yeah, difficult second half for them, and I'm hoping it's not the same here. I'm hoping they can keep bringing this fight to VOYVODA. It is the VOYVODA map pick, so they'll be wanting to take this one home and get into that second map with the map advantage. And VOYVODA looking aggressive to try and take control towards main. Two players there from Cloud9, but make it just one. And as he gets dealt with, double stack in towards Pop Dog to try and recuperate some ground, but it's just VOYVODA finding frag after frag here. Mar's going to sneak his way in. Smoke covers him for a moment. Alex somehow tried to find the shot, but he couldn't land it. And now it's just Isatag and Floppy, a 2 versus 5. Surely no way they can pick this one up. Although Isatag with one, Floppy gets given a second chance at life with a quick shot onto Red Star. That Molotov is burning Bubble down. He's lost about a half his HP. Doesn't quite take Floppy down, but he spots him out, and that's good enough. Floppy, little does he know his position is compromised. His time for this round is surely dwindling little by little as Mar, he works his way around from the backlines. And Isatag, he needs to hit that shot. The crouch peek from Mar is good, and he follows it up with the kill onto Floppy. VOYVODA, they tackle those last two players down ruthlessly. And Cloud9, despite their efforts in the 2-on-5, can't make it land.
Yeah, what sucks there is that if S-Tag had hit that shot, then you likely would have you would have seen the kill on the player there on the ladder towards the end as well, because he ended up getting obviously shot in the back by Mar. So that, yeah, I think if the op shot is hit there, then suddenly they probably have even the 2-on-1 on the after plant, and it could have been Cloud9's round. But no, it spirals out. They go down 11-9 now, and that's been 5 in a row. VOYVODA off at a halftime, off at a pistol. They go up 5-0 here on their CT side, and well, it is their map choice, so we need to remember that. But still, Cloud9, they ideally don't want to be dropping it after having such a good start as well. Just not able to get their feet on the ground here so far on the T side. And, well, it looks like they're coming back in for the buy anyway. As you would expect, they're not lacking too much. They'd need a bit more if they wanted the op, unless someone's willing to drop it over and sacrifice the helmet, which they are not. Which, I mean, I'm completely fair. You get all of the nades, at least behind the AKs. You're not really sacrificing too much in that regard. But, I mean, you're up against Red Star, who's pretty capable on that op, so ideally you would want to have S-Tag having won the challenge, but maybe he's not feeling it. I mean, to be fair, he did miss some shots in that previous round. Perhaps he just feels a bit more confident on the rifle, and maybe they should play to their current strengths, but we'll see. They need to come alive. 11-9. Thankfully, the bomb plants and the loss bonus are supplementing the economy, and they're able to keep the buys coming, but eventually that doesn't matter. You do need to just start winning some rounds.
I mean, you can boast all about how great your economy is, but if the enemy team gets to 16 before you, that's what matters. And Alex, that is a kill that matters a hell of a lot as well, with a kill onto Marin towards that Pop Dog position. Just sprays through the smoke. And nets himself one. So Cloud9, a man advantage. Can they work this into a round, though? Try and get themselves into that double-digit position. As it looks like Ivy will be the point of contention. And flamie, he catches Bubble on a little bit of an expedition through the showers. That's opened up a lot of control now for Cloud9. In a two-man advantage, working the way through Ivy. They've got a player out towards B, just locking that side of things down, preventing any more aggression. That's flamie. And they could go for a crunch in towards the B site, although time's starting to get a little bit lower. Surely A is a more viable option, and with flamie rotating in towards the pop dog, Alex out towards main, that surely looks like the option, but oh, Dreamer! That can't be real. 2 quick kills for him, just sprays through the smoke, and a quartet of frags from VOYVODA. Alex, he does find another for the Cloud9 side, but he's left alone, and he can recover the bomb. 15 seconds on the clock, needs to get it planted, but I think VOYVODA, they're going to push him. They're going to try and shut this down before it really gets anywhere. Bomb planted. He did spot one, I think, just peeking his head around the edge of that smoke, but Alex is able to get to a post-plant position that's not good enough for the kill onto Dreamer. And VOYVODA, they'll even secure a 12th off the back of a 3-on-5 deficit. That is huge.
Oh, the Clouds are weeping after that one. Jesus. Picked apart. They had such a great start to 5-on-3, and that double spray down through the smoke from Dreamer with damage, which took the attention of those players, left them open to heaven, and it just crumbled. The round fell apart for Cloud9. And potentially to map at that again, they can at least keep the buys going. These bomb plants are saving them, but eventually you're not. If you don't get one down, suddenly you're on an eco. A second round goes over to VOYVODA, and they're on the brink of already having it over the finish line. So Cloud9, I don't know. That one you're just going to be kicking yourself about. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong. They just still got wrecked, which is, I think, even more frustrating. Nice kill by Estag, though. Just drops down Pop Dog and snatches Mar, who tried to push in early on. He'd been having some good moments in there with the MP9 earlier on, so I think Estag wanted a bit of revenge. And yeah, he will find it, and, well, it looks like they're inching pretty quickly over towards B. Where at the moment, there is 3 players in position for VOYVODA. What sort of read do they have on this? Because it's mental.
Yeah, I mean, this could be so devastating for Cloud9. Dreamer, he's gotten the opening shot. He's going to find himself some more. Nice little bit of spray control as he's just completely shutting down Cloud9. Victor will swing and he wants a bit of fun. And Mezzy, last alive. This is looking like VOYVODA is written all over this map. I mean, Mezzy gets one at least, but not really anything else to work with. A couple kills found. 13-9 on the board. Cloud9 yet to post a T round, and a timeout comes through. Much needed timeout as well for the Cloud9 side. So, time to discuss. Obviously, you had that great start on the CT side. What was it? 8 in a row, I believe. 7 or 8 in a row.
7, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were looking on track to have a really sick CT side. VOYVODA, they picked up a couple towards the end of that half. It didn't look like anything too serious, considering, like, obviously 6 rounds, 3 of them were the pistol and then the couple conversions afterwards. But it seemed like Cloud9 still had a pretty strong look into this game. But right now, this T side, the chances they're getting, it's the individuals from VOYVODA that are just shutting everything down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case. As I said, what was probably most frustrating there was that they'd done nothing wrong in that round where they got picked apart on Ivy, at least. It was just they got spammed through the smoke. What could you do? It is a rough spot to be in, and, well, let's see what can be done at this point. I accidentally put down my view, which has a hood. I was looking at my game with no hood on it because we're using the custom one, so I wouldn't have been able to cast like that. So I had to, yeah, I had to waffle like this for a second so I can bring it up, basically, guys. But yeah, only the pistols in play. There is armor behind them, which I couldn't see without the hood a moment ago, so maybe there's a chance for a little bit to be done. And, well, yeah, Zeppe hits a nice shot, which is going to again confirm the bomb plant on B. As we said, that is at least possible in these rounds, but I mean, it's not that much. They had the full loss bonus anyway. They were going to have a strong buy no matter what. They were probably looking for more out of that round.
Yeah, I mean, what's the economy like for
it's
VOYVODA
pretty
side
solid.
now?
It's not amazing, I don't think.
I mean, you've got Victor
okay,
and
it's
Red
actually
Star both
pretty damn
both
good, yeah.
at pretty
Never
high
mind.
numbers there.
I spoke too
yeah,
soon.
they can buy for a few rounds coming, definitely. So Cloud9, they're gonna have to try and break that economy. And that's the only way of doing that is just some rounds here, some rounds where you eliminate as many members of that VOYVODA side as you can. You're not gonna do it in 2, for sure. It's gonna take at least 3 to break that economy. Probably 4, in fact. But he's a tag. Again, with that AWP, he's found an opening for his side. And that's what he's actually been pretty solid with that AWP in finding these openings. A few rounds now on this T side. He's done that once towards Pop Dog, I remember. Now towards main. Cloud9, they're being pushed back from that main position. It's Bubble and Victor to re-aggress with the smoke. Try and clear that angle out. And it has forced Cloud9 to reconsider if they want to try and fight for main position there.
Yeah, not looking to do it for now. Instead, moving back towards Ivy with 3 of the players, and then 2 over towards B. So I think they're actually going to try the back lines wrap. Something different, definitely. So we'll see how that goes. And I mean, VOYVODA's current setup is not great to hold that off unless they get these kills on B. And it's Dreamer who's been doing a pretty good job so far. He knows the smoke was just thrown in, but Floppy, he waits a moment, he baits it forward, and he rips off the head of Dreamer. And, well, with that, they should have B. The only issue is the rest of them are in Ivy. So running back around without knowing if they even have main control is not much of an option. They're going to have to push forward and, well, try and join up with their teammates, or else have their teammates come over and give them a hand with getting control of A. And in a 4-on-2, I think that's got to be the play. Just make sure you're at least in positions here to try and find the trades off of each other. And, well, they should be able to do so. But Bubble with the op, he wants to say something about this. And, well, let's see how loudly that AWP can speak for him. Smoke at least to restrict his vision. That was incredibly close. I was having some flashbacks to a couple of rounds ago when Dreamer was able to do something similar, but no, they've made their way through the back lines, and B is the goal. But look at Mars' position. Look at the time. This could be horrible. Oh,
it
it's
should
close.
be able to plan.
Just about. Oh, they're losing a player though in the meantime. It's not ideal, but Marhi goes down. Floppy actually gets both of them, as it is going to be Cloud9's round, as they finally get one to welcome themselves to the T side, but they need to keep that up, and even then, that one got a little bit too close for my liking, considering how it was looking. They would just ended up in such a horrible position, kind of being cut off, not having main control, not knowing if someone could have already pushed through, and then having 3 players on Ivy while fully having control of B. That's not a position you have too often, so yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, if Mars pushed a little bit sort of further back in that B site, from like a CT's perspective, if he's like towards Oil Train or Yellow Train, he can shut that round down. They started the plant with 4 seconds. That is the last second you can even get that plant down. So if he just delays it for even a moment, Cloud9, the round's just gone. They'd have to just frag out in the few seconds that they had remaining, and that wouldn't have been likely considering the positions. An opening kill once again. This time it's Floppy to initiate it. Cloud9. They're not giving up just yet. VOYVODA, they're not on map points. It's 14-10. And it is the first map. Zepper is working his way back through long. Just making sure that the Bulgarians haven't decided to go for anything sneaky towards main. Haven't tried to sliver their way into the back lines of Cloud9. And they haven't. They're safe for now, Cloud9. But still, these sort of situations, if the individuals for VOYVODA have been bailing them out time and time again. We'll see if Cloud9 can find a second in a row here.
Smoke on towards B, which is probably going to keep these players in position for a while longer. So this looks like it should work out for Cloud9 now as they start pushing up Ivy and approach now A from all of these positions pretty much. Okay, wrapping around 1 player towards the back lines. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if he'd go towards the spawn, but it wouldn't be needed. There's actually a player up in heaven that could be a real nuisance right now. He should be able to catch 1 kill instantly, but no! Mezzy flies up the ladder, and it's a messy situation, as I said before, but definitely in this case. Bubble returns 1, but you still can't really move in for this, can you? The money isn't too amazing. Dreamer obviously has nothing left to buy up if he was to drop here, so you ideally just save these weapons. You get a drop to Mar. Maybe give one to Victor to ensure he'll have a bit left over after he gets his nades and everything. And, well, just try and give it a go in this next round. But it does seem like Cloud9 have finally woken up and broken through that first round, which apparently was the most difficult for them.
Yeah, for sure. And Cloud9, if they can keep these entries coming their way, the round should just follow. They got unlucky earlier on, even with the entries that were finding 3v5 rounds that VOYVODA were just finding miracles in. It's starting to look like with these entries now, Cloud9, that they're sussing out the later rounds, and they've got themselves in line. They're composed. It's VOYVODA, they still are just tantalizingly close to securing this first map.
Yeah, but Cloud9 could very quickly catch up still, especially if they win this round. Then there probably is the 1 eco. Suddenly it's 13 for Cloud9, and that next gun round could put either team on towards map point, basically. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough one for sure. Could still go either way, and well, Cloud9, they want to bring up the pace. A rush towards the A bomb site. It did start off decently, but Victor, he's holding strong in Sandwich, coming out with 2 before eventually going down. And Bubble as well on the AUG is going to be able to come up with a frag, so a 2-on-2. VOYVODA going to be pretty happy with what they've been able to hold off there on A, but obviously it still falls to Red Star and Dreamer, 2 players who have been playing fantastically so far. And well, S-Tag and Alex, they're the ones here for Cloud9 that need to put a stop to it. And yeah, thankfully Alex is going to get a lot of control. Might be able to put himself in a position to even cut off these rotations once they come in, but S-Tag anyways, he's not going to have any trouble getting into place and getting that bomb down. And yeah, he should. No! Red Star hits the shot. Oh, that is rough. It's all onto S-Tag suddenly. As you said, I 100% thought he had the drop on him right there. But Red Star is just too damn quick on that AWP. And S-Tag, he's going to have to be the same as well. I like this. They've giant back up around on Pop Dog. But S-Tag is watching for it. But even if he gets the first, there's no way he expects that second player, surely. Oh,
especially
yeah,
especially considering where Red Star was.
Exactly. There's just no way. He has zero idea. It's not even a thought in his mind right now, and I don't think it would have been in mine either. Red Star, no, he was 4x3! 4x3! Oh, thank God. Oh, my Lord, don't do that to me.
Oh, my God.
Oh. I'm guessing a teammate was like, you saw him!
He was ramped, yeah, I mean, it is one of those.
I put my head down for a second there when he walked past. I looked back up and he was thankfully looking at him. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, my heart just jumped out of my mouth for that one. Jeez, like that was well played though in general from VOYVODA.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Really well
Grouping up, Red Star just coming from a completely different angle. You saw YEKINDAR just played no mind whatsoever to the possibility of him being there. And Cloud9 once again a round where they find opening kills slips away from them. But look at YEKINDAR. This is audacious, but it's worked out. Somehow he's just slipped in through Ivy, VOYVODA, not even paying any notice to it. YEKINDAR's gotten himself a kill and might be able to find a little bit more. He's locking Red Star out from the rotation as now Cloud9 there collapsing in towards the site. YEKINDAR's finally been dealt with, but it's a 4-on-2. And Dreamer, even if he attempted to go down popped up there, Floppy is sat waiting for him, so he decides better of it, and with the bomb planted, it should be 12 for Cloud9. Floppy? Oh, a little bit awkward on the ladder there. That nade might do a little bit more damage. Not quite enough to finish off Red Star, who's sat at about a third of his HP. And they'll just try and save over towards the little lounge area. Get some snacks. Recuperate for that next round.
Yeah, they still have a few chances. The economy obviously isn't going to be too great here in this next round, and I mean, what's the loss bonus on right now? Are they going to be able to buy up? No, obviously no loss bonus at this point. So, yeah, it's likely going to have to be the eco. They'll try and focus on getting that buyout as soon as possible, but they're likely going to have to concede a little bit more. Yeah, only sitting with the 1900. Take 1 eco here. Even then, Dreamer's going to be a little bit low on money in the next round. I guess you could probably afford to just have the one player lacking on some nades, maybe having to go towards a FAMAS or something. But, yeah, I mean, they still have a chance to do something, obviously, with the AWP and the M4 that's been saved over in this round. But if they buy around it, it's just so risky. Obviously, Red Star could drop one. Mara could pull out an M4 and body armor. Victor could scrape something together as well. So they could go for it, but it's just if you lose that, then Cloud9 are up to 14 for sure. And then even the buy you get on towards that last round, it'll be okay, but it won't be amazing. Do you get me?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and they're going to go for it. Okay, I mean, it's decent. 2 M4s and up, a couple of weaker things. They'll probably lack nades as well. If it works, then yeah, we'll be praising them for it, but it is risky. It could spiral things out of control.
Yeah, I respect it. Maybe not the choice I'd have gone for, but then again, I'm not in the server, so there's that. As it is going to be. Yeah, that FAMAS. The main commiseration alongside all the lack of utility. All they have is a smoke and a flashbang. They're just relying on raw aim here. They are just going to hope to frag out, and it's worked pretty well for them in this second half, so can't complain too much. But with this hit coming in towards the A site, they have nothing to try and open up space for them to fight with. They're just locked out with these smokes, and Cloud9 given so much breathing room. Mar might get caught out towards connected by Alex, but no, he wins out the fight instead. Alex gets taken down, and Redstar, he's just hoping to find a shot through this smoke as the bomb does get planted. Man advantage for VOYVODA. Flash and a smoke still for them to try and create space. Lisa tags up. He should have a pretty clear sightline for most of this. And there's the first. Dreamer gets knocked down. Lisa tag will spot out a second. He's going to readjust his position to try and find another bubble. He smokes off where Lisa tag was. Not where he is. And that leaves his sight free. Missed shot. And a couple kills following from it. Mezzy, he'll find one. His teammates are all dead. He's left alone and they know where he was. The spam through the smoke. Mezzy does collect the first. They're going to tap it again. He needs to repeat. Finds Victor. Needs to take down Redstar, and Mezzy! The 4K for him. He defends the bomb from all three of those players and keeps Cloud9 in this game. A couple of them were low, but it doesn't matter to Mezzy. The kills are the kills and the round is a round. Huge stuff coming out from the Brit.
What a time to step up as well. We said he had a slower start into this game, going 0-0-5 at one point. Then he took out the secondary up. He woke up, started getting a pretty decent scoreline together, but that's the biggest moment he's had so far for sure. He keeps Cloud9 in it. He keeps them with a chance of getting the overtime, and honestly, a pretty likely one. Because we said, force blind into that previous round there could spiral things out of control for VOYVODA, and that's pretty much what it's done. They've got USPs across the board, they've got a couple of nades, they will have a pretty solid buy in this next round, but that's their last chance to get this one done in regulation, otherwise the overtime will be needed. And again, this is VOYVODA's map choice. To be this close, if they were to let it slip, that would be incredibly demoralizing.
Yeah, I mean, this has overtime written all over it. I smell it. I really do, Dean.
You can smell right.
I feel it.
I want that skill.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things I've developed. I've got an innate smell for overtimes. But no, it just feels like one gun round to decide it. I think with the way Cloud9 have sort of risen back into form for this T side, these latter rounds, the amount of openings they've been getting, the sort of form they're hitting, the invigoration that maybe they'll be feeling just mentally from that clutch from Mezzy, despair to jubilation perhaps, as it's a stack towards B with those USPs for the Bulgarian side. Leaving the A side pretty exposed as now Cloud9, they push forward, but they will clear out what little resistance there is pretty effectively there. Zephyr, a nice couple for him. Leaves Victor all on his lonesome, and a USP in hand. He might just, you know, chill towards a corner of a map here, not give them any extra confidence, any extra money. Though money not really an object right now for Cloud9. One round left to play for. They don't need any spare cash to rebuy. They've got all 5 players alive. If Victor takes down 1 player, that's not going to matter. They can rebuy. They can rebuy 2 if they need.
Yeah, exactly. The only real thing would be trying to take a weapon away from them, which would be real nice to boost up those nades, which may be lacking in the pockets of a couple of players. But even then, I don't think it's going to be too bad. They'll have a pretty solid buy overall. So it's down to this one. A full 30 rounds, potentially more of that overtime is achieved by Cloud9. But again, as I said, VOYVODA, this is their map choice. They do not want to let it slip in this fashion. It would be a hard hitter to the kind of the mental state at that point. Let's see. Okay, double op setup. There we go. Bubble's going to pull out that secondary up. I think we did see him on a couple of times already around A, and they were having success with it. It was just, I guess, the economy had started to, of course, get into a bit of a rougher place. So they'll pull it out. Obviously, with that sacrificing a few of the nades, they've only got the 1 kit on towards Mars, so the utility really isn't too great. Instead, it's focused a little bit more towards the firepower, and we'll see if that's what they need right now. Cloud9, 1 more round to send it to the OT and keep the dream alive here to steal away Train from VOYVODA. A reminder, guys, this is the last game. This is the last spot on the line at Dreamhack Master Spring.
And 1 kit for VOYVODA. Mar, he's got that kit in his back pocket. He's going to need to call out to his team if he goes down and the bomb gets planted. That kit is a precious commodity for this Bulgarian side. At least they have 1. That's all I'll say. It gives them the extra 5 seconds to play with on a retake if it gets to that position. Although, a nice shot from Isatag, that's the opening. And Bubble completely flashed off that one. Had no hope of ever finding that shot. Just tries for the timing, but won't work. And now, Cloud9 sitting a man advantage.
Yeah, and well, literally sitting with it. They are not in a rush to go anywhere.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of time. It's only 40 seconds, but they are still expecting VOYVODA to go a bit more aggressive. And I mean, yeah, fair enough to expect that from these guys. They are a pretty aggressive team overall. And well, they do have a more aggressive stance for sure up close on main here, as we're seeing. Not pushing in too far. Nicely timed smoke, though, may restrict the control around main just a small bit. But Red Star, how much can he do to help his teammates? How much vision does he have? Here's the flashes coming true. Does he get vision? He may just line them up. Oh, the no-scope! What is that? Apparently, he was in the scope. I think we just didn't get to see it on our end because we didn't get the no-scope symbol. But Mezzy, he was the hero already once. But as you said, the time is the issue this time. They need to get that bomb down. And Dreamer, looking to come over the top of the bomb site, actually misses the jump initially. But he still gets the kill on Floppy. And it's all on Mezzy once again. The 1-on-2 is needed. And he cannot make it happen this time. VOYVODA finally get the finish here on Train. But it goes all the way down to the wire with a 16-14.
I think I've just lost a couple years of my life.